Imagine you're deep in a big tournament and you're playing the most important pot that you've played in months. You 3-bet with kings, the flop is 10-4 deuce, 2 hearts. You bet and get called. The turn is an offsuit king. You check, your opponent bets, and you check raise. What's going through your mind? It might be, please go all in, please go all in. It might be, okay, if he calls, I really don't want to see the 9 of hearts. I don't want to see the queen of hearts. I don't even want to see an offsuit queen. I just want to be sure that I win this pot. I have the nuts right now. This is a huge pot. It's super important. Please let me win it. That line of thinking is hurting you. It's hurting you emotionally, and it's also getting in the way of you thinking as clearly as you can throughout the hand. That mental bandwidth could be used for thinking about strategy, how to play the hand better. Today, I want to talk about what I believe is the single most important mindset shift that you can make to improve your performance at the poker table. This line of thinking can come up when you're really hoping a card doesn't hit. It can come up when you're hoping your opponent folds, or you're hoping your opponent checks, or maybe you're hoping they raise, like I talked about. I categorize them as hope, fear, and regret. So hoping that your opponent raises, hoping your opponent checks back, fearing a certain turn card, fearing a certain river card, fearing a bet from your opponent. And then regret is always backwards looking, thinking about the call that you just made 5 hands ago that cost you a lot of chips, thinking about the call you just made in this hand on the previous street that you think you shouldn't have, or thinking about the fact that, you check back the turn with a good hand and now the river's brought a bunch of draws and you think, I just wish I made him fold the turn. I shouldn't have slow played. All of these thoughts wear on you. The 2 ways that this is impactful, first of all, emotionally. If you're thinking these things and feeling these things as you play a session, you're going to be more drained at the end of the day. You're going to be more emotional as you play, which is going to lead you to play worse. And you're really going to enjoy your experience playing less. You're going to enjoy your career or your hobby less because it's going to be emotionally painful in a lot of ways, stressful and painful. The second way that this causes problems is all of that energy and time that you're dedicating to hoping or fearing or regretting. You could be thinking about strategy. You could be thinking while your opponent's deciding whether he's going to, shove all in, fold or call when you check raise the turn with top set. Instead of hoping that he shoves, instead of fearing an unfortunate river, you could be thinking, okay, well, if he shoves, I know I call, I have the nuts. If he calls and the river is an offsuit 10, is it going to be better to jam or should I check and let him, bet all of his trips anyways and bluff his missed draws? You could be planning ahead and thinking about what you're going to do with your next action. Even if you're not planning ahead and thinking about each individual river card, what you're going to do, because there are so many, you could be thinking about making reads on your opponent. You could think, okay, well, what I know about him pre-flop means that his range is going to be kind of strong here. He's not the type to float flop with like queen jack and a backdoor flush draws, or so he's not going to have hands like that as much. I think his range is this. I think that once if he calls here, he's probably going to have whatever it is, 2 pair plus. I don't know. It's not going to be 2 pair plus, but he's probably going to be, really draw heavy. You could be thinking about putting your opponent on a hand, putting your opponent on a range. You could also be thinking about what does my range look like? What does my opponent know about me? There's so many things that you could think during a poker hand that it's just impossible to consider them all in the time that we have while we're playing. It's even more impossible when you're spending half your time hoping or fearing or regretting something. So here is what I believe is the best way to conquer these emotions and fix your thought process so that you can perform at your very best at the poker table, so you have all that mental bandwidth. The way that I like to think about it is every time that the action is on me throughout a poker hand, I have an opportunity to make the best decision that I possibly can. I have an opportunity to make the right decision either against my opponent's range, or maybe I make a huge read to make the right decision against his actual hand, or I just make the right decision in theory, whichever is appropriate for the spot. Every time the action's on you, you have a new opportunity to make the best decision you possibly can. And if that's what you're focused on, it doesn't matter what card comes on the river, because it's just a new opportunity to make the best decision you possibly can. And in the long run, your results are going to be what they should be. But in the short term, anything can happen in a hand, and focusing so much on what you want to happen in this particular hand is so detrimental to you. Let's say I'm in a pot. I have a pretty good hand, but a lot of my opponent's range is going to be draws. Not all of it. They'll have some, weak mid pair, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get into the exact example because it doesn't matter. Instead of, once I bet the turn, I'm waiting for them to call, potentially. Instead of thinking, please don't bring the 9 of hearts on the river, whatever the case may be. I just think, okay, well, My next turn to act is either going to be if they raise now or if they call and one of these various rivers hit. If the draw completes, I actually know my hand's just a check fold. So actually it's easy to make the best decision possible. I already know what to do. I just check fold. What should I do if the draw doesn't complete? Well, how often do I think they have mid-pair versus how often they have the draw? Are they going to bluff that draw on check two, et cetera, et cetera? Then I start thinking about strategy, what I want to do there. And I find it so freeing to, instead of worrying about the draw completing and losing the hand, actually think, oh, well, actually the draw completing river is the easiest river to play. And so I'm going to be really successful on a draw completing river of finding the right play. Similarly, like if you're bluffing on the turn in a huge pot, instead of thinking, please fold, please fold, please fold, I get to think, okay, well, if they fold, the hand's over, no decision to make. If they raise, I have an easy decision, I fold. So let's stop hoping that they fold and start thinking about what we're going to do if they call on various rivers. If you can make this shift in your thought process, you can have such an easier time emotionally and an easier time thinking through your decisions on the fly. Focusing on really this one thing has helped me so much throughout my career, and I still need to remind myself of it. I don't do it every time. I still find myself being human, hoping for a certain thing to happen, fearing a certain thing happening, regretting a recent hand. But whenever I can remind myself of this, and I have a sticky note of it, I calm my mind, I enjoy my sessions more, and I have my mental bandwidth working on what it should be working on. I hope you found that as helpful as I have found it in my career. And I will see you in the next video. Before you go, if you absolutely hated this video, please curse at me in the comments. But if you happen to like it, there's a like button for that, and you can subscribe as well. I'm trying right now to release a lot more content and grow the community around my channel. So you'll see more videos like this than I have been producing in the past coming up. Take care.